Hello, friends. Happy Friday. I have no idea what was going on with my voice just now. Hello, friends. Happy Friday. I hope your weekend's off to a great start. Mine sure is. It's been a great week, and I'm looking forward to a fun-filled weekend of driving across the state to Pittsburgh, but more on that later. I am enjoying some Haunted Bookshop in the Matches Memorial Friday Sabanelli, as is the tradition here on the Friday night live stream. And let's see who we have. Assembled bunch of early birds tonight. Had a great time chatting with you guys before the show. You show up early, we chat sometimes. Big Dave, good to see you. Big Dave, as always. There's Steve, the recuperating mushroom leg. You take it easy there, Ray, and we hope you're feeling better soon. Ahmed Solomon. Cypress Piper. And yes, Cypress Piper, they do that to me as well. That's one of the reasons I stopped going after the blends, the new releases, because every time I buy them, I get hit with a C&D sale. Patrick Grant, Ronnie Ewing, Life with a Pipe, James Steidle, and Codger Jim. Jim, I hope that knee's feeling better than ever soon. I hear that can be quite painful, but once you get over the hump, it feels almost as good as it, I was going to say felt before the surgery, but that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? It feels a lot better. There we go. Let's see. Richie B. Pipes. Good to see you, Richie. Flint Hill Briar. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Hello there, Tony. Texas Pipe Show in Midlothian tomorrow. Hey, enjoy. I won't be getting there. Gary Edminster. Good to see you, Gary. And there, I think we're caught up. If I missed you, I apologize. But nice crowd assembled already. Fantastic. Flint Hill Briar's puffing on a celebratory Mayflower Dusk cigar. Very nice there, Flint Hill. Very nice. Larry Blackett, buttons for your britches. Fine pewter tampers. Just saying. No affiliation. Just like Larry, he's a fine guy. It was a good week. It was an incredibly good week because on Wednesday morning I wake up, right? And I don't know what to expect. It's Wednesday. And I look at my phone and I got a message from my buddy Mark saying, hey, Smoking Pipes has 20% off Cornell and Deal. I was like, holy cow, 20% off Haunted Bookshop, I think. It was just Haunted Bookshop. Like, holy cow, what a great day this is. So I went and I immediately ordered some Haunted Bookshop. Came in today. Got it just in time for the road trip tomorrow. And I'm thinking, well, this day can't get any better. And then the mail arrived. So we'll be enjoying this for the second pipe tonight. If you don't know, that's LJ Peretti's Thanksgiving blend. And I am super excited to try it. It's been a while since I've had it. And this Haunted Bookshop is very nice. And that's not enough. Look at what my darling wife gave me. You're going to know right away when you see this that she not only knows me, but she loves me. She got me a bust of the Frankenstein monster. Unfortunately, it wasn't here in time for Halloween, but it will go. It will go away and will come out again next year. But for now, she's sitting there on the desk, sharing a smoke with me and helping me work when I'm working down here. Ron Hardcrackers, hello, raining. And you have the window open. There you go, Ron. I do that sometimes too. I drive in the rain with the window open, which is, it seems fine, and then I look and this door's all puddly and stuff. I got an old car, I don't care. Phil Rivera, hello. Good to see you, Phil. And the Smooth Piper, happy Friday, Peter. Great to see you tonight, buddy. The Briar Gecko, greetings to you, sir. The Smooth Piper's got Haunted Bookshop in his Fridays, evidently. We're twins tonight, Peter. Ah, the second one. Sounds good, Richie. Hey, I'm sorry I still haven't sent you notes on the first one. It's beautiful. I had a few things I was going to comment on, but it's beautiful. Richie's going to be a fine pipe maker. He he does have shockingly blue eyes, doesn't he? Good catch, Ron. Richie B had some haunted bookshop in his cob today. Nice. Works well in a cob. Works well in anything. Hey, I need a drink. And tonight I'm going to have what I thought I was having last week, which is I'll have what she's having. The chocolate hazelnut imperial stout. It just kind of tastes like an imperial stout with a little bit of hint of cocoa. Yeah, Big Dave, ain't that something? Never been prouder to be a Pennsylvanian nor an American. Yeah, slowly explain. In case you can't see, I'm pouring. You can't see what I'm doing. But you might have thought I just kind of froze up there. I was so intently concentrating on not overflowing that. Look at that. That was worth the concentration, wouldn't you agree? Oh my goodness. NAS Dad's cat got under his feet and he fell down the stairs and bruised his left shoulder and arm bone. So Phil, is that your landlord or ENAS Dad's landlord? And regardless, I hope everybody's okay. My goodness. Ben Smoking Pipes. Hello, Ben. Having 3 sales in a cob. Very nice. I'm sorry, Ben Smokes Pipes, not Ben Smoking Pipes. And there's one of my favorite YouTube monikers, Sensei McGiggles. Good to see you, Sensei. Big Dave, I couldn't do that. I know you had to because of work, but I was able to work from home on Wednesday, so I just stayed up till 3 a.m. Saw everything in all its glory. Ian Haywood, greetings and salutations to you, my friend. Gotcha, Phil. Okay. Well, prayers for both of them. Eric, I was just telling everybody what a good week it was. I got 20% off Haunted Bookshop at Smoking Pipes. I got my Peretti Thanksgiving Day blend in the mail on Wednesday. Wednesday was a great day. And now to make the week complete, Eric the Blue Collar Pipe Smoker shows up in my live stream. What a week. John's Pipe Journey. Howdy to you, my friend. Mark in Rhode Island. Proud indeed. Yeah, I understand, Phil. And Robert needs his hands, and hopefully he'll be okay. And of course, we don't wish ill will on anyone. Jeffrey Payne, glad you finally caught it. Great to see you. And there's the occasional Clay Piper. Sutliff is going under? Do I like anything that Sutliff makes? I can't remember, to be honest. Did they make Poplar Camp? Ronnie, if you want to lift a toast for the crew of the Edmund Fitzgerald, go right ahead. I won't be humming that song for the rest of the week, but you go right ahead. Now go in. No burden here, my friend. And there's Corner Room Pipe Talk. Good to see you, buddy. Nice of you to drop in from Lexington, Kentucky. Phil's saying that Sudliff was acquired by STG some time ago. Oh, thank you, James. I'm glad you liked that. It was a bit rambly, but a lot of people actually said they enjoyed it, so maybe I'll ramble more about such things. Lucky man, Jeffrey. Wish my partner liked the smell of my crooner. Poplar Camp is C and D. Okay. Well, I don't know what I'm thinking of then. There was one blend that I thought was a Sutton blend that I liked, but did I say acquired in SGD? I certainly didn't mean to say that, but uh, I'm known to misspeak. Piper on the 45, good evening. Oh, mushroom leg, poor Uncle Jack. Sunday is the anniversary and Monday is Veterans Day. Yes. Oh, I didn't. Oh, thank you, Phil. I was worried about myself there. Any recommendations for a first English blend? Oh, Jeffrey, you've opened up a can of worms. I'm sure you'll get lots of recommendations. But I really think that there's a couple of Cornell and Deal that are really nice, mild English. Constellation is one of them. Star of the East is another. I think they're great first-time English blends, but there's many, many others, and other folks will chime in. I'm not that familiar because I don't smoke a lot of English, but those are the two that I would recommend. I don't, I don't know if we're going to do turkey trivia or not, Mark. We'll just have to see how things go. Lurker Troy says English blends go in the trash can. I'm not that far out of step with that, Lurker Troy. Although I'm glad that other folks like them. Yuck. Eric says my mixture 965. I despise that stuff, but I know a lot of people like it. You're getting a lot of good suggestions. That's a good point, Paragon. C&D does do the GLPs blends, and GLPs is a master of English and Balkans. And the one that he makes that I really like, although I think it's a little hard to find, is Maltese Falcon. I haven't had straight Gaslight. Gaslight? Is that what it's called though, I guess? What is it, Gaslight? Is that GLPs? It's gas something. Trying to remember, he did one that was a spark something. Oh, anyway. But I enjoyed that mixed with Haunted Bookshop. I think it was Mark in Rhode Island that sent that to me. But the Maltese Falcon is a really good, smooth, heavier, a lot of Kia blend, but very smooth. Oswald Northwoods is another one a lot of folks will recommend. I'm not a big fan of Northwoods because it's got some aromatic in it that bothers me, but that's just me. You know, Big Dave, those were the most beautiful tears I've ever seen. Spark plug, I think, is GLPs, Richie. I think that's GLPs. So it'll be blended by C&D, but I think it's Greg P's blend. You know, thank you and your daughter for that, James Steidle. I know we got quite a few veterans in the chat. Pure Parikh, Jeffrey. That's not easy to smoke. My memory of early morning pipe, Phil, and it's been a long time since I've had it, was that it was just kind of okay. You know what? I couldn't say I detested it, but there was nothing in it that I thought was good, and it just was kind of okay. Steve has got some 1792 Flake, an interesting blend. I saw somebody else was opening that. Black Frigate is a good crossover indeed, Briar Gecko. That I had that as a Christmas blend for a couple of years. Actually, I got a bunch of tins of that upstairs, cellared, because I bought during one of the C&D. Oh no, you know what happened? I bought Cornell and Deal had something that everybody was going crazy about, and they released it, and I bought 10 tins of it. I cannot remember. It might have been their Red Virginia ribbon, and I like Cornell and Deal's Red Virginia. And I thought I would mix it with Parikh, so I bought 10 tins of it. And like a couple weeks later, they had that mold problem. And they quickly contacted me and said, please return it and we'll give you 10 tins of anything else. And at that point, I was really enjoying the Black Frigate as a lurker. Troy, cut that out. That's disgusting. I was enjoying the Black Frigate as a Christmas blend, and I thought, oh, I'll be set for 10 years. But I actually never went back to it. So I think I've got 10 tins of Black Frigate upstairs. Patrick Grant's got some HU Zulu in a Sav 2024 St. Nicholas. 673 KS. Nice. With bullet bourbon. Can't beat that. Oh, Ronnie, I don't think you offended anyone. I didn't mean to imply that. I just thought it was I thought it was a nice question, and I know we do have a lot of veterans. So absolutely, since Veterans Day will be here before the next time we gather, let's drink one for all the vets. Also, I'll throw in that my dad, who was not a vet, passed away. This will be 2 years on Veterans Day, so here's to you, Dad. And the reason I'm going to Pittsburgh tomorrow morning is to help my mother-in-law clear out my father-in-law's fishing stuff. He's got quite a collection, and I got to sort through it and organize it and all that good stuff, which will be fun. In a way, it'll be touching. Be sort of like, it'll be hard at times, and it's going to be doubly hard because I didn't plan it this way, but it turns out that I'll be doing that on Veterans Day, which is also he was a vet, my father-in-law, and it's the day my dad passed away, so it's going to be a very emotionally complex day. Yeah, Mark, that was back in the day when John and I kept crossing over with with blends. We seemed to have in sync palettes for a while there. We did Black Frigate. What was the Weybridge was one that we both wound up doing right around the same time. We're a couple. Troy and Big Dave, I just had dinner a short while ago. I wish you would stop that. That was a good accent there, Phil. Thank you. No, Billy Piper. Thank you, Donnie. That's good advice, and I will definitely do that. Ron, I'll give you Mrs. Howe. I just will not go along with Big Dave. Sailor, hello, my friend. Shandygaff and a chokin, butt choking, panel billiard with a super cold gin martini. Sounds fantastic. Hey, Eric, if you're still out there, got one of Larry's campers. Uh, so I had a little surprise tonight. I was we had finished up dinner. I still had like about half an hour before I had to come down to get things set up. So I went and looked at YouTube Studio just to see if I had missed any comments or anything, which I had. And but as I opened it up, I got this congratulations thing. It said, "Congratulations, it's your channel's birthday. It's 9 years old today." So it's my 9th YouTube anniversary right now. Isn't that something? Nobody really knows how to. Thank you, Doug. It makes me feel a lot better. But I do like boots choking because I know that's wrong. Ah, bleh. Billy Bud Blonde. That's a blend I like, Richie. I do not like Billy. That's hard to say for some reason tonight. Billy Bud, because of a lot of Kia, but the blonde is good. Jeffrey, it's very simple. You just don't go back to that Facebook group. You know, turn your back on them. The hell with them. You're too good for that. Everybody was decent looking back in the day. Good point, Phil. Or maybe we just had a lower, not lower standard, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a different standard of beauty. I'm not saying it was lower necessarily, but it was different. And I think people that were considered beautiful back then might not be considered so today. Thank you for the congratulations on the 9 years, guys. I appreciate that. I was shocked. It doesn't seem like it was that long. But there you go. People boots joking. You're really trying to trip me up with that, Briar Gecko. Eric, Larry has the greatest tampers. It's just the best tampers. Everybody says it. Billy Blood. Yeah, Phil, I can see the comparison there. You got to lower your standards to raise your average. That's one way to look at it, Big Dave. And in my younger years, I often lowered my standards to raise my average. I think it was a little bit English, a little bit German, Phil, because both seem appropriate. Hmm. Um, there's definitely lights flashing here. Guys, if I go away, we might have a power outage or something. We'll see. The other one who just amazes me, and I have not seen her in years, so I can't say that it's still the case, but Linda Carter, it just doesn't seem to have changed at all. Thank you, Bad Company Piper UK. I appreciate that. I, I don't mind looking a bit older, but you know. Owen Wells is another one, Big Dave. Yeah. Time for an MRI. Yeah, that's right, Phil. Richie saw a swirly ball on the screen. It's getting cold, Big Dave, but not I wouldn't call it winter weather yet, but we've been down in the 30s in the morning. Had to go out in the 30s this morning. That's a story, but I want to recognize what Flint Hill is bringing up here. Indeed, Terry Garr passed away. It was quite a shock. I don't know why it was a shock. I mean, she wasn't, but for some reason these people, they fall off your radar and you just assume they don't age. My audio is out of sync with the visual. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know why the lights flashing would do that. Is everybody seeing the audio out of sync? Uh-oh. Let me try something. I'm going to go back to the coming attractions and then switch back and see if that fixes it, okay? We'll see if this works. I'm afraid to say anything. Did that help, or is there still a problem? Oh, so Brian restarted to fix there. So guys that are having the problem, try reloading your browser. Because it seems like a lot of people are not having a problem, so it's probably something on your end. Try restarting your browser, Doug. Try refreshing your browser, Sailor. Oh, Briar Gecko, did that happen again? Everybody that's having the problem, since it's not happening to everyone, it can't be anything that I'm doing. So you're going to have to refresh your browser to get it to work. Isn't that odd, Big Dave? Of all the people to still be alive from Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks. That is really odd. All right, Jeffrey can confirm that he restarted his browser and it works, so fantastic. Blazing Saddles too, yeah. Is Gene Hackman still alive? Wow. He's got to be up there. Hey, Google. How old is Gene Hackman?
94 years old.
94. My goodness. I hope I make it to 64. Folks, I think I'm coming to the bottom of the haunted bookshop bowl here. I wanted to see The French Connection when I was a kid so bad, and my parents wouldn't let me see it because it was R-rated. So I got the book and I read it, and what a great book! If you haven't read it, I can't even remember who the author was, but it was a fantastic book. I was in grade school when I read that, and there's a line I still remember. Um, the Hackman character was on an elevator, and he was like loaded up with weapons, and he was describing the narrator was describing, that he had this gun and that gun and this gun and this knife and everything else, and he got to the end of the description, and he said he felt like a war looking for a place to happen, and I thought that was just a really really cool line. I doubt very much anyone will be doing either of those things for me, Doug. Oh, that's cool, Big Dave. I didn't realize that the World Trade Centers are being built in the French Connection. That's really cool. We are out of Haunted Bookshop. Well, not out of Haunted Bookshop, but the pipe is done. Jeffrey Payne, being brought a beer is good enough, but being brought a fresh Yingling, that's fantastic. Uh, so we are going to have some of this Thanksgiving Day. And I've got a love-hate relationship with Thanksgiving Day. Where'd my glasses go? For those that don't know, it's an LJ Peretti blend. They put it out once a year. It goes on sale November 1st, and when it sells out, it's going until the next year. They say the dark, rich color denotes maturity, not strength. The tobacco will be found mild, mellow, and of superb aroma and distinctive flavor. Now, I've never had a bad batch of Thanksgiving Day, but I've had some that was just like deliciously naturally flavored with, what seemed like baking spices and things like that. Not overdone, but just a really unique flavor. And then I've had other batches that just kind of tasted like an LJ Peretti blend. Didn't have any of that. And so I hadn't bought it in quite a few years, and I kept saying I've got a jar of it somewhere that I'm going to age, but I don't know where that jar is, and I think I might have smoked it. So I decided to go ahead and buy another 4-ounce. It's not really a brick. This is actually a very, very loose cake. It'll crumble up as soon as I open it. But it's one of those things where, if you like Peretti blends, you should at least once try this. I'll try to break a piece of this off to show you. It pulls apart very easily. I guess you'd call it a crumble cake. And I'm going to smoke this in my Boswell shot shell from my good friend Jack. If you're out there, Jack, I miss you, buddy. Give me a call. So I don't know where you are. So I'm not even really rubbing this out. I'm just gently rubbing it between my fingers, and it's falling apart into what is essentially a ribbon gut. It's perfect level of moisture. Should be no problem getting this to light. And I will have to put this in a jar tonight or it will dry out. You think it's a little over? See, I've actually not gotten a lot of. I mean, there was one year where I could have claimed it was an aerofill, but it was all natural flavoring. So right away, whatever that Peretti topping is, it's got the Peretti topping on it. That's nice. This year, I think it's going to be something special. Andrew Sirigliano, how you doing, buddy? Yes, Peter, this is the new batch I just got. So Andrew, what I'm calling that Peretti topping is probably what you're calling Lakeland-esque and perfumey. Uh, and it's interesting because I'm not a Lakeland guy at all. The few that I've tried, I've really not liked, with a couple of exceptions, but those were very very mild Lakelands. But there's something about this topping that gets me, and I'll find myself craving it. So I've got a tin, and you've seen me smoke it before, a tin of Cuban mixture, which I've probably had for 5 years, but every once in a while I just have to have some Cuban mixture. A similar thing with Mixture 79, by the way. You know, I wouldn't want to be smoking Mixture 79 every day, but when I want it, I'm really glad I've got some around. Doesn't taste like turkey at all, Troy. From 2019, I bet that's mellowed out nicely, Peter. I'm waiting to see if that topping burns off at all and if something else pops up underneath it. But I'm getting flavor. It's just a little hard to sort it out right now. Big Country Briar, Cole wants to make aromatics great again. I don't know about that, Cole. Yeah, I agree, Phil. A Cuban mixture is really very good. That's the one that they claim has, it's some ridiculous number of tobaccos in it, like 19 different tobaccos or something. Originator, moving to farm country, eh? Sounds nice. So this is going to be the tobacco of the month for November, but I'm probably not going to smoke this every day. I don't think I'll be able to do that, but a couple times a week, and then the rest of it I'll be putting away. No, Gary, not pumpkin or whipped cream either. Oh, Jeffrey, well, hang in there. You'll be able to smoke soon enough. Doug, I don't remember that debate. I can imagine it, though. It was always funny when those two went head to head on something like that. Andrew, I've not really had much of a problem with ghosting with the Peretti blends. I don't like smoke them in one pipe all that often, and I don't get a lot of issues with ghosting. I mean, I don't smoke any heavy aromatics, but a tobacco like this won't ghost. Yeah, maybe if I smoked 5 bowls of it in this pipe, that might be a problem. But I would rarely smoke more than 1 bowl of it in a pipe in a given week. Oh yeah, Sarge wasn't a fan of the licorice toppings. I remember that now. Paul Johnson also has some Thanksgiving Day from 2019. Must have been a good year. Griffin Pipes. Don't know if I've had Maple Shadows too. I try to remember the maple blend that I got that I thought was going to be something like Autumn Evening, but really wasn't. It was something like Maple Shadows. And Corvette Jim liked it, so I wound up sending it to him. Uh, 5 bowls and an Ernerdale flake won't ghost your pipe, it will repossess it, says Richie B. Ain't that the truth? All right, John Brett loves the Maple Shadows, so there you go. So who makes Maple Shadows? This I don't think I've heard of this blend. If it's sold out, that's definitely not the one I was thinking of. Maple flavored dark fired Kentucky. Oh God. No, I wouldn't even try that. I don't like dark fired, and the thought of putting maple on top of it, that wouldn't work for me at all. Ron is having Maple Shadows right now in a Lumberman carburetor. Should have ordered 2 tubs. Well, yes, it's a Virginia Cavendish, and they steam the topping into Autumn Evening, Doug. So it's got a very unique flavor profile. I mean, the thing I like about it is that it seems to the flavor lasts through the bowl. It's not like something just burns off at the top and you got some harsh tobacco underneath it. Oh, Sutliff makes Maple Shadows. Okay. Okay. Well, Doug, from what I've gathered, it is a Sutliff limited edition. Yeah, Andrew says it's new Sutliff limited edition. Jeffrey, I understand the fear of opening up the Frog Morton, but I promise you, the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to open it. And eventually you're just not going to ever smoke it. And that's a shame. I've got tins like that too, though. I've got tins that have. That's why I'm going to, and you guys have to hold me to this. I'm going to pull out one of those tins of plum pudding this year, and open it for Christmas when we get to December, because I've been hanging on to those for years and years, and I'm just never gonna smoke them if I don't start smoking it. It's all limited edition now, huh, Cole? Yeah, that's gonna hit a lot of shops probably rely on Sutliff blends to make their house blends. Oh my, I just realized, does that mean that North Pole peppermint mocha mint or whatever that stuff was I had last year at Christmas will not no longer be available? Thank you, Patrick. I need to be held to it. Timber Drifter. It's probably still available. Not that I'm trying to goad you into spending money, but yeah, Sailor, I kind of agree. I can't say that I can think of a Sutliff blend that I really liked. I've actually given away a couple of tins of Frog Morton because I knew I wasn't going to smoke it. And I knew the longer I held on to it, the less good it would be. So I'd rather somebody enjoy it. And there's certainly no shortage of bulk blend makers out there, Doug. So I guess even shops that are in trouble will have alternatives. All right, Flint Hill's going for his second bowl of Mixture 79. We talked him into it. Timber Drifter, apparently they're closing up shop, or they're cutting down to 10 blends or something. Standard Tobacco bought them a while back, and they're, I don't know. I didn't. The conversation was confusing, but something's happening. Padre Piper's still around in Friginator. I don't haven't seen him on YouTube in quite a while, but he is on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook very often, but when I do, I often see posts from Padre Piper. I just sounded like the world's least interesting man, didn't I? That would make a great celebratory blend there, Jeffrey. Yeah, I can imagine that being a problem, Doug, for sure. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I got this ready 150 because the other thing I got from them, which is a dark Virginia flake, and the reason I got it was that a couple of people said that this was the replacement for Scottish flake, which I'm fairly certain was a McClelland product. And I like Scottish flake. I'm not much of a Virginia smoker, but that was a good one, and I enjoyed it from time to time. So I wanted to try this, and I have had one bowl of it, and it compares favorably, but it's not the same. It's certainly not the same. And I think that's why they didn't name it Scottish flake, just to avoid that problem. Ah, yes, Padre Piper was on one of Ethan's videos. That's right, Patrick. That's right. I forgot about that. A deer hunting honeymoon, Jeffrey? That sounds pretty cool. Although I don't know if the deer will like the frogmorn. I don't think I ever had the Cambridge flake, Andrew, but that would make sense. Well, Phil, if they've got Sutliff making it, they're not calling it Scottish flake anymore, so they don't sell Scottish flake anymore. At least it's not on their website. And like I said, 150 was supposed to be the replacement for that, from what people have told me. Yes, the McConnell Scottish flake is a completely different blend, and it's a good one. But that's not the Scottish flake I'm talking about was the one that was red wine infused. And I used to joke that it was actually a McClelland tobacco that was made on a day they ran out of the regular vinegar, so they had to use red wine vinegar. McClelland fans did not like that joke. Changed the name to Kilt. So you were one of the folks that told me about 150, Phil? Okay. Sorry, I didn't remember that. I'm having trouble remembering my name these days. but I think I am finally over the hump. So I'm on vacation next week, at least I think. So we're leaving tomorrow morning to go to Pittsburgh, and I'm going to be sorting out my father-in-law's fishing stuff and getting that all organized for my mother-in-law. Depending on depending on how long that takes, I may be back earlier than the weekend. I'm hoping to come back on Wednesday, but I'm not sure yet. So the important thing is that there will not be a Sunday video this week because I'll be in Pittsburgh. Unless I wind up doing something from the parking lot like I did last time I was there. But I don't think I'll do that. I'm hoping we'll be back next Friday with a live stream. I'm hoping that. So keep an eye out for the announcement. If I can't do it, I'll try to put up a post saying I won't be doing it. But if you don't see the video come up in your feed, then it's not going to happen. But I'm really hoping I'll be back in time for that. The furnace is going to come on. Just like that. Yeah, I know a lot of their Virginias relied on McClelland. Armchair Piper, hello Ed. Good to see you tonight. Oh, Infringinator, as a founding member, I guess your vote counts or something there. I'll see if I can do something. Bill, I know about the McClelland vinegar thing, and I didn't believe you, but then you convinced me, and I agree. It's hard for me to say because I criticized them for so long. I didn't criticize them. I just didn't like McClelland. I didn't like Virginians, and people used to get so upset about it when I'd say there was vinegar on it that I just enjoyed doing it. But yeah, I got to agree with Phil. They did not use vinegar. But I also got to say that it was not naturally, it was not the natural flavor of the fermented tobacco, which they claim. What I don't understand about McClelland is that it seems like they could have retired very comfortably by selling the rights to their blends. And they didn't do that. And I guess it might have been a pride thing. They were worried that the quality would go down, and good for them if that's the reason. But I just always found that curious. I know, Phil. And I know you will take that to the grave. Doug, I tried. He won't crack. All right, John Brett, go sleep off the gin. Have a great weekend, buddy. Amish grow 98% of Pennsylvania tobacco. That's interesting. I was really surprised to learn that the Amish in Pennsylvania were a significant voting bloc in this past election. I never really thought of them as a factor, but apparently they were. I can see that, Doug, and it almost certainly would be an inferior product, so good for him. Oh, Phil, now everybody's going to know it's soy sauce. Yeah, Paragon, you don't want to get the Amish mad. It was pretty remarkable, Doug. Pretty remarkable. Did I actually burn through this already? Oh gosh. That's too early. I have finished the Thanksgiving day. That was a big bowl too. I'm knocking stuff all over the place here. Fortunately, I haven't knocked over the beer. Fish sauce. Mushroom leg got a knife pulled on him by an Amish man. Well, Ray, you must have deserved it. Bona Piper, glad you made it, Christian. Hope you enjoyed your evening. You know what I'm gonna do? I was gonna reload the Savinelli with some Haunted Bookshop, but as I was getting set up this evening, I didn't want to use either of those pipes, and I had my Falcon. It took me a minute. I had my Falcon here, and I put some Old Joe Krantz in it, and only smoked like the first quarter or so. So we're gonna finish that up as we tie up the night. You know, that tells you something, Mushroom Lady. So you got a bunch of dumb kids on four-wheelers, and an Amish guy comes out with a knife and chases you away. That's, yeah. They can raise a barn, indeed, in Prindator. They're good at that. Jeffrey Feinberg, how you doing, buddy? There's a reason you don't know any Amish jokes, Phil, Doug. You don't want to get on their bad side. You offered to peel your apple. Timber Drifter, I'm really glad I wasn't drinking when I read that. No, the Falcon's kind of become a shop pipe just because I don't have to worry too much about it. And that's why you haven't seen it much, Christian. I'm usually smoking it when I'm doing something down here, and it doesn't show up on videos that much. Professor Jeremiah would be proud, Gary. I'm trying to decide if that's because of the Falcon or because of the Amish. Wait, Doug, was somebody making fun of my Falcon? I love this pipe. These are great pipes. Good to see you too, Jeffrey. It doesn't get hot until you're at the bottom of the bowl, James. Actually stays rather cool. Couch, how you doing, buddy? There you go. There you go, Doug. Paragon Piper has given us our first Amish joke. It's a good one. Brutal enough. Good evening. Philip, the apple peel thing might be the quote of the night. The tip from Big Dave. Smoking Metal is a great website for information on all kinds of metal pipes. No, Doug, I wouldn't call it the best pipe I own for sure, but it's a perfectly fine pipe. And the beauty of the Falcon is, well, it's multifold. You can replace these. You can buy different sizes and whatnot because they just screw off. And you can screw this off, and you can just wash this out with soap and water in the sink. You know, it's completely waterproof. So no matter how much you abuse it, you can always get it nice and clean. So yeah, they're interesting pipes, and they smoke fine. You know, sometimes these, and I've never tried like a Kirsten or any of those more elaborate metal pipes, the carburetor pipes, anything like that. So I don't know about those, but this pipe smokes like a briar pipe. There's nothing odd about it. Yes, the Graybow Viking is another one. It's interesting, Big Dave, that the machinistry, the machinist in you draws you to metal pipes. I've told the story before about why I first got a Falcon, and it had to do with why can I never remember his name? Uh, his first name was Garrett. Can't believe I cannot remember the guy's name. So the father of um, sort of artisan bamboo fly rods. Uh, Gareth, I cannot remember his name. He wrote a book with Hoagie Carmichael, who I met Hoagie Carmichael, who's actually the son of Hoagie Carmichael, the pianist that you certainly have heard of. Um, Anderson? Gareth Anderson? Doesn't sound right. Anyway, so I was really into bamboo fly rods, and I was a pipe smoker and really into bamboo fly rods and learning how to make them and stuff. And I had his book and, read everything I could about this. And I found out that there was a video of him making a fly rod, and he actually takes you through the process in his basement shop. And this guy he was an engineer by trade, and he just got interested in doing this. So he built all his own equipment. So he really invented the method that people use today to make bamboo fly rods, because at the time they were being made by factories and not being made very well in some cases. So he really revolutionized the sort of artisan fly rod business. And he, along with Hoagie Carmichael, wrote this book, which just caused an explosion. At any rate, there's this video existed of him that I did not know about, and I found a copy of it, and I'm watching it, and he's down in his basement working away, and he's fishing in some scenes and stuff, and in every single scene, he's got a pipe, and that pipe is a Falcon. And I know it's kind of silly that, you see something like that, and you go, oh, I got to get one of those, but that's what I did. And I bought a Falcon because of that. And yeah, and I was very happy I did. He genuinely meant the apple, Timber Drifter. That's it's still funny. I mean, it's funnier just as a euphemism, but it's still funny that somebody would walk up to you seeing you about to eat an apple and pull out a knife and say, would you like me to peel your apple? But it's a sign of kindness that we just don't experience much these days, so God bless him. Phil, I really like those acrylic calabashes you made, although I'm sure that they're a nightmare to make. Sounds like a good combination, Ron. Old Joe Krantz and a 7LE 616 KS with Shiner Holiday Cheer. Carmichael Hoagies. There you go. I would eat there. Those macro shots of the cross section are really beautiful, Phil. Yeah. That, by the way, the little CaneRod Pipes logo is based on a cross section of a CaneRod pipe. That's where that came from. Oh, you guys are having fun with this peeling one, aren't you? Doug, was that the apple that was in the green? It had the green apple on the pouch? That stuff was quite horrible. Yep, that's the Hoagie Carmichael Timber Drifter. Well, it was his dad. The one that I'm talking about, it was his dad. Well, Richie B, it is a 6-section central angle in a circle, but it's intended to be reminiscent of a cross section. Oh, never mind. Doug, I know I told this story before, but when my wife and I were first dating, she learned I was a pipe smoker, and she bought me for, I don't remember if it was I guess it was my birthday. She bought me a little two pipe, not a pipe rack really, but like a pipe rest, two pipe wooden pipe rest, which is very nice. I still use it. That's where I keep the Matches Memorial Friday 7 Ellie and usually another pipe. I can't remember what the other pipe is right now. But anyway, well, that's where I keep my 4-dot. So she got me that, and she wanted to buy me some tobacco as well, and she bought me a pouch of that apple. And I didn't know, I had never tried it, so I was told I was looking forward to trying it, and oh God, it was awful. It was so bad, but it was so nice of her to do it. Wouldn't it have been funny if she bought me Crooner? Yeah. It wouldn't be surprising if it was Middleton, Doug, because Middleton was famous for making blends that tasted nothing like they were supposed to taste like. Well, at least what their name suggested. Like Middleton cherry didn't taste like cherry, and well, you wouldn't expect. Well, walnut could have tasted like walnuts, I suppose. Um, there were a lot of Middleton blends that didn't taste like they claimed to be. Big Dave, all I can remember is that it had a green apple on it. I don't know if it was Middleton or not. I would know if I saw the pouch though, because it was let's see, we got 6 minutes to go here. Middleton. Middleton apple pipe tobacco. No, that's well, let me see the thing. Hmm. Well, that's interesting. So it's not green, but as soon as I saw the picture, I thought, oh, that's it. See if I can show you this picture. But I remember it being a green apple. Doug, does that look familiar to you? Mode de cheval indeed, Phil. Ah, so the original was green. Okay. So it was Middleton then. And Timber Drifter's confirming that's the same. Yeah, okay. So it was Middleton. Oh, it turns red when it's aged. Okay. As it ripens, eh? Who's setting up a P.O. box in Fringinator? No. Please don't send me Middleton apple tobacco. Because I would have to throw it away because nobody would take it. Could be an alternate universe, Phil. Maybe that's the Mandela effect. We just remember it being green. Yeah, it could be, Sailor. I've heard a lot of stories about people putting apple slices in their tobacco, which I just think is a horrible idea. All right, Briar Gecko, you have a great weekend, buddy. Oh, Timber Drifter, are you going to do that to me? Uh, James, what I can say about Velvet, and this is a polarizing one because a lot of people that love Velvet, to me, it's a rather weak blend. I don't get a lot of flavor out of it. So if you're into like really robust burley, I don't think you'll enjoy it. But it's got a sweetness to it that's quite nice. It's very pleasant, very easy to smoke. I just don't get a lot out of it. Thank you, Jeffrey. You have a great weekend, buddy. Thank you, Couch. Hey, all you guys that are saying the apple slice molds, that's not mold. That's sugar and bloom. That's me being mean. Paragon, I agree with you on Five Brothers. I mean, I would much rather smoke Five Brothers than Velvet, but Five Brothers is a lot stronger. I mean, in flavor, not I don't know about the nicotine. Um, so if you like mild, then Velvet might be the better choice. If you're looking for good burly flavor, Five Brothers is a fantastic blend. We'll let it go this time, Timber Drifter, but yes, it's Plume from now. Yeah, we just chased the Artful Codger away if he was watching. I know, I still to this day feel guilty. Ben's such a sweet guy and he loved his Velvet, but it just didn't work for me. Bros on a boat. There you go, Richie. Anyone lit a pipe with a magnifying glass? That's an interesting question, Infringenator. I've lit a pipe with a cigarette lighter from a car, which we've learned recently is actually a cigar lighter. I've lit pipes with pieces of paper and a candle. Hey, if magical sugar crystals are your thing, Timber Drifter, who's to say it's weird? I've never done any of the old Joe Krantz colors. I just like the original so much I didn't want to mess with it. Hey Ed, have a great night and a great weekend, buddy. You take care. You're keeping your tobacco too clean, Christian. Too clean. I don't know, Infringinator. You know what? I think you should take it as homework to light a pipe with a magnifying glass and report back next week. Well, Phil, how do you explain all those meth smokers then? I just got us flagged. Good luck in the contest, the competition, Richie. Look forward to hearing about that next week. Folks, I almost forgot. There's a little bit left there. So we're going to call this to a close. This has been a good one. A lot of fun. Great way to end a fantastic week. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I truly enjoyed it. We will almost certainly be back next week with another live stream. Remember, no Sunday video this week, but I'll look forward to seeing you in a week's time. So everybody take care, and until then, cheers. And be careful not to get your apple peeled.